Hey friends, good morning. It's Kara with Kinsley's Creative Palette. So I've got some heavy stuff on my brain today. I'm going in for some tests this morning, and I've got to drink like 48 ounces of water in the next hour. And I was trying to figure out how I was going to do that. And I was anxious and nervous, and I'm super, super anxious this morning. I'll just be honest. And I thought, you know what would make me feel better is hanging out with all of you guys and painting. Good morning, friends. Oh my gosh, y'all are my favorite. See, I knew this was why I needed to get on. Happy Monday. So, anyway, I would love it if y'all would say a quick prayer for me that I can A, drink 48 ounces of water in the next hour. I know that sounds really silly, but like I don't drink that amount in 3 days. But B, that all the tests will come back normal and that I'm just having hormone issues. So please, I would love that so much. I want to attempt. Now guys, you have to understand a lot of times when I go live and I'm doing something, a lot of times it's my first time doing it. And the reason that I don't necessarily practice it beforehand is I want you all to feel comfortable to just jump in and try something. Yes, Ginger, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so what I'm doing right now while I'm chatting is I'm taking frog tape, which is just like painter's tape. You can use the blue kind if that's what you have. But I'm taping down my watercolor paper to my table for a couple reasons. One is to prevent curling. Let me drink some water. Hold on. One is to prevent curling. The other is it creates an awesome border around your art. It looks really nice. So sorry guys, I'm super nervous. Can y'all tell? Whew. I printed a couple of sunflowers that online. Good morning, Wanda. That were watercolor, and I loved the styles, and I thought I want to try that. So that's what I'm going to do today. And feel free to just hang out and chat and come back. I will post this video later if this turns out good. If not, I'll still post it because we have great conversation. Thank you, Mary. I'm trying really hard. I had a great weekend with my family, and anyway, it's just we decorated for fall this weekend. Good morning, Kara. And my house is all festive and fun, and I am counting my blessings, and I'm also a little bit nervous. Wanda said, yes, Ginger, I do need to drink more water every day. You bought watercolors this weekend, Wanda. So excited for you. Now, I want to show y'all something, and I put them in my Amazon affiliate store because I love them so much. But I love these watercolor pens, or what would you call them? Shoot, where's the other one? I have another one that I like. They are little like watercolor paintbrushes that you fill with water. Now it sounds weird. And it's really cool. Let me see if I can find one that has a water. Here we go. This one. This one's not filled, but I can fill it real quick, maybe. But not from the water I need to drink, huh? Oh gosh, guys, I've already drank down to here. Yes, I can do this. I just have to finish this and then drink another half, and I'm good. Anyway, these, you fill them with water, and this one doesn't squeeze. I don't like this one as much as I like these. You see how these like, I don't know if you can see, they're like squishy, so you can like push the water up into your brush. These are not squishy. Good morning, Karen. But see how that has a different tip? So anyway, if you are, I know Wanda, she travels a lot with her husband. And so if you are like in the car, or like for me, I go to, my little guy starts wrestling practice pretty soon, which wrestling is like next to football. It's like my favorite sport to watch him compete in. And we have to sit there like 4 nights a week while they practice. And I will grab Like these are my watercolors. You can use any kind you want. This is just what I bought a couple of years ago, and this is what I use. And they are in my Amazon affiliate store too. But you can use any kind you want. But you can grab, good morning, Alicia. You can grab just a watercolor pad, mixed media paper, and you can take that in your watercolors and a few of these pens and a little bucket for water. And you can go create, and it's not messy at all because it's just water. So anyway, I like to take this with me. But these are my favorite because they are already filled with water. Good morning, Alicia, my bestie. Yep, that's my bestie right there. So anyway, let's just get started. Let me show you what I printed first because these were gorgeous. Okay, so these are what I printed. And I know this is going to sound silly. Mine are not, I'm very new at watercolor, so mine are probably not going to look like this, but I'm going to try. So you want to bear with me? And let's just get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my pencil. Where did I put it? I had one here. Here we go. All right, I'm going to grab my pencil and I'm going to sketch. Okay. All right, let me drink some more water. Good morning, Angela. If you missed the beginning of this live, I have to drink a whole lot of water in the next hour. And so in order to do that, I was distracting myself with painting and hanging out with y'all. All right, so here's what I wanted to show y'all. I love to find inspiration, and I do not know the artist's name. So please, I'm sorry. If this is your art, please tell me. I think it's beautiful, and I want to give you credit. And I'm not using this for anything except reference. So I loved the way this background looked and all the detail around here, okay? But on this one, I loved how the petals behind were a different color. Good morning, Allison. So I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna kind of look at these as inspiration and come up with one that I love. So I am actually going to just roughly sketch the middle of my sunflower. And then I'm going to start making petals. It's kind of hard to see when I'm sketching, but this is my good friend Casey Hope over at Whatever Letter. She teaches us when we're doing watercolor, which I had never tried it before, and I saw her doing it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. Let's see. Ginger, I love it. So my son, well, anyway, let me finish about Casey. But what she encourages you to do is draw it out first because you can erase. And what I've found is for some of us that tend to be more perfectionist, it really helps to be able to draw it out, and then if you don't like it, go back and erase it. I am also, because I love, where all do you get your inspiration, and when you do you make notes and refer back to it? Angela, when I'm wanting to do something, I usually Google. You know, most of the time, a lot of people use Pinterest, which is great. I just Google, and I kind of start looking when I know, good morning, Jessica, when I know that I want to make something. For example, when I found the sunflowers, I actually was looking up fall watercolor. And because I'm brand new to watercolor, and this is just something I do kind of for fun, I thought, well, you know what? Those sunflowers are gorgeous. Let me try that. So, no, I don't usually reference back. I get inspiration from everywhere, though, quite honestly. Like, I'm inspired by... Quit talking about my OCD problem. I get inspired by, I mean, everybody. I'm inspired by my virtual paint party members. I'm inspired by other artist friends. I'm in a creative group with a bunch of other creative business owners, and I'm inspired by them. So no, I don't really take notes and refer back. But what I do is I just try to create something beautiful. And if it works out, great. And if it doesn't, well, then I'll try again. Yes. Can y'all hear JJ? All right. So I just sketched. It's really hard to see. But I just sketched this out. And I am going to use Casey Hope's technique where she uses a pen. This is just a waterproof pen. I don't even know. Let me see if it has a brand on here. No, oh, here it is. It's a Uniball Eco. Anyway, I'm going to just start sketching over my lines. Because now that I know I'm happy with it, I'm just going to sketch over. So, I am super shaky this morning, which y'all know is just kind of normal for me. And I think, yeah, I'm just going to go for it. Now, when I use a pen, I have to go a little bit faster. So I'm just sketching right over the top. What was it? Oh, we were talking about sports. JJ, my bird, he is in there just chirping away this morning. But he is very happy. He did not want out of his cage. He usually sits with me in the mornings. Y'all want to see a picture from this weekend of what it looks like at my house in the mornings with me sitting on the couch with my coffee? Gray erasers, and they're basically gray blobs that just erases about anything and leave there. Oh, that's awesome. Ooh, I'll have to look for that. Anyway, so usually on the weekends and even in the mornings, a lot of times I'm sitting on the couch with my coffee and animals. And so this weekend it was pretty funny because I had a guinea pig on one shoulder, or like right up here, and a bird on the other. Well, the bird does not like the guinea pig, so I have to kind of keep them somewhat separate. But it was funny because they both wanted on me that morning, but I didn't want one to bite the other. It would be bad news. Yes. So some of you last week joined, I think it was just last week, joined Casey Hope's Whatever Letter group, and her boot camp starts today, and she's pretty awesome. I love the stuff that she does. All right, so I'm still sketching. Y'all want to see that picture though? I'll show you if y'all want to see. It was pretty funny. But yeah, with my son's practice, Ginger said she would be forced to sit down and like sketch or draw between yelling. That's me. That's totally me. All right, I'm going to erase all of my pencil marks. So now I'm just going to be left with my sketch. Oh gosh. Okay. All right, let me get all that off. Let me not get it all over me. Oh, and y'all know the I showed y'all last month. I opened a box from my friend Sarah over at Framed, and this was in there. This month, this was in there, and I was super excited. This morning I was getting dressed and I'm going in for that ultrasound, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna wear the pajama shirt that I had on. It was just a t-shirt, my sports bra, and throw on some jeans. And I was like, you know what, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna put my makeup on, I'm gonna put my earrings on, I'm gonna put a cute shirt on, I'm gonna feel good about myself, and I'm gonna go kick some booty this morning. Good morning, Lynn. So let me show you all that picture. It's really quite comical. We'll see if I can find it. Okay. Guys, look at that. This is, here, maybe turn it this way. This is our guinea pig. Good morning, Dana. And there's the bird. The bird was not happy that I was letting the guinea pig Lulu share his space. It was really funny. He's pretty possessive of me. Anytime he wants to just hang out with me in the morning, If somebody else comes over and puts their finger up to get him, so it's pretty funny. He gets like that. Certain days he wants different people. Okay, so I've sketched this out. Not funny. Thank you, Wanda. Yep, some days you just have to, what is it? Put your lipstick on and slay the day. So I didn't actually put lipstick on today. I didn't do that. Ginger. I know, and we got the guinea pig after we got JJ, so he's really mad. But I've had the dogs too for longer, and he doesn't like them either. So yeah. Good morning, Christy. Uh-oh. Let's see. I just got a text message. Let me see what this says real quick. It's from the girl that made my shirt. Okay. So, let me show you. They do love me. They love their mama. Okay. So, I'm going to get this water brush. Guys, we're just playing here this morning. And I'm going to start. Yeah, lipstick is the best. I'm going to dip in my brown. I think maybe it might be helpful if I put this. Nope, it's better over here. So I've got a couple different browns. Actually, I have several. I have like this brown, and I have these darker browns, and I have all these oranges and yellows. But I'm just going to start playing. But I want it to be darker right around here. So I'm going to go straight into my darker brown. And get it wet. Get it good and wet. And I'm doing it really sloppy, okay? Because with watercolors, I don't want them to look perfect. I want them to look kind of sloppy. This really does not squeeze as good as the other ones. All right. So I added just a little bit. I'm going to go into this, and I'm also going to dip into my black. And I'm going to add just a little bit. Oh, I love this brown. Okay, so I added black to the brown. And it's kind of hard to see. But you see the darker right there? So this is made more like a chocolate brown. Swipe. You can, I think swipe down or swipe left or right. And you should be able to. Let me know if that doesn't work. Maybe on your iPad or on your phone you have to swipe left or right. I'm thinking down, but I think that's just for me. Yeah, it's just for me. So swipe left or right. Try that. All right, now I'm going to go into a lighter brown. I still have some of that dark on my brush. I'm going to just go in here and play. I'm just kind of going back and forth, guys. I'm just trying to get different browns so that it almost looks shaded. Swipe right, she says. All right, now I dip straight into water, and I'm kind of blending this. So it's not quite as streaky. You're welcome. Good morning, Grammy. So Linda Patterson is on, and she's my grandmother. She's in Texas. And if she goes back and watches this from the beginning, I'm going to get in trouble. Because I didn't tell her that I had to drink a bunch of water because I was going in for a test this morning. I'm going to get in trouble. Okay, so Ginger says, so these pens, this one is actually not filled with water. It should be. And when you do, you would just squeeze down, and that would actually, instead of me having to dip in the water to be able to spread my color, it would actually put more water on my brush. Let me show y'all with one of these that is filled with water. Kinsley and I have, these are mine and Kinsley's. We always have, this is one of the pointed ones. We always have one each. So yes, so normally, I'm gonna do it just right here. I would just swipe, and when my brush is dry, I would squeeze and then my brush is wet again. But if you're wanting to clean your brush out to go to another color, you would need to dip in water to clean it. Hopefully that makes sense. But yes, normally, I just didn't feel this one. This one's a new one. So when I ordered them, I'll show you guys. I ordered 2 packs because I didn't know what kind I was going to like. And these are in my Amazon store. So on my website, you can just click over there and shop. But I ordered this pack. Let's see. I think this one came with my watercolors. So I ordered this pack, and I love this pack. But then I ordered this pack because it had, like, look at these brushes. These are pretty cool. I haven't had it yet. I'll call you on my way. So there's that. And then this one is even bigger. So this set, if you don't mind that they don't squeeze as well, this is a better value. But I really love the more squishy ones. All right, hey guys, I'm not leaving y'all. I'm gonna go fill my water up. So talk amongst yourselves for just a minute. All right, I probably just lost a bunch, y'all. Drink that water, sister. I just drank 30 ounces in 30 minutes. 30 ounces in 30 minutes. So now I've got like another 18 ounces to drink. And then I gotta get in the car and go to that stinking lab. Okay, so let's get back to painting. I am going to get the brown off of my brush for now. I don't want to mess with this anymore yet because I'm going to end up going lighter, but I want those colors to stay. So I'm going to let that part dry. And we're going to dip in the yellow. Now I'm just kind of going back and forth with this yellow and this. Oh my gosh, guys, I wish. Yes, I will every day. Ginger, you send me a reminder every day. All right, so I am, watercolors are fun. And the thing is with watercolors, Lynn, me too, love. I've had several requests. Okay, so you want to hear, so I have a paint studio next door where in the past I've done paint parties, like with door hangers and like 25 people at a time, and it's super fun, super fun. But my sign had to be taken down in, well, I guess at the beginning of the year sometime. And my business locally has tanked. And so I miss the fellowship, like hanging out with other women and being creative. You too, Christy. I will be praying for good results for you this morning as well. Love you, sweet friend. But so my local business is tanked, but I've had several people message me and say, we want to just come get together and like have a creative weekend. And so I will tell y'all, I'm not best at planning. But it's something that I totally have the space for and the capacity for. So if somebody wants to organize that and put that together, guys, we can use my barn next door as a hangout space if anyone ever wants to do that. So let me show y'all. I can't pick my paper up, obviously, but I've got this like orangey yellow and a regular yellow, and I'm dipping into both of those because they're darker, and I'm doing these back leaves or back petals, but I'm not filling them all the way in. I'm just, let me move this. I'm just grabbing some paint and kind of slopping it on here. Is that back? That's a back petal. Okay. Now I'm going to take this same brush, I'm going to get it wet, and I'm going to go into these other petals, but I'm going to grab some of this lighter, and I'm also going to get some of the white so that it's not so dark, because I want those back petals to look different than the front petals. Guys, it's so funny, my white over here is just looking yellow. But yeah, watercolors are super cheap to play with. I mean, you don't use very much, and you can even use the Crayola ones from Walmart. I mean, it's just a lot of fun to play with watercolors. And this, you can get watercolor pads at like Hobby Lobby. This one is not a great one. I'll show you. We have a Five Below, and it's not one of the best quality, but you get 100 sheets for $5, and so it's super cheap to just sit down and create something. And if it turns out great, frame it. If it doesn't, that's okay. Toss it. So anyway, watercolors are a really good way to just sit down and relax and take some time for yourself and be creative. Okay, so now I'm going back in. You can use Crayola markers. I have not used them on this paper though. I'm just going back in and I'm kind of wetting those back petals and bringing some of this light yellow into it. So just wetting them and bringing some light yellow into those areas that I didn't fill in. And I'm not even adding more paint to my brush. I'm just dipping in water. Okay, those look good. All right, and now I need to go super light yellow on the insides of these other petals. So I'm going to go straight into this white, and I'm going to dip just a little bit of yellow. I'm going to highlight right along here. Some of these I went too far over, but that's okay. We'll go back into straight yellow and a lot of water. A lot of water. We're going to fill these petals in. You don't have to fill them all the way in because that white will actually kind of serve as a highlight. Let me read this. Sorry, friends. Hey, Ginger, I will try this paper with Crayola markers in just a minute. Let me finish this and we'll see how that works. Oh, I need a darker yellow over here. There we go. Ooh, I love that. Now, the less water you use, the more concentrated it's going to be. So just remember that. If you want like a deep color, use less water. If you want it more washed out, you use more water. So I like to apply the color and then go back and add water to kind of just dilute it. Another thing that you can do, I'm loving this. Let's see. And your background goes on, it's going to pop. Yes. Yes. So watercolors are great for kids too. So my daughter and I painted, she's 11, and she is a perfectionist. And we paint together quite a bit, but we also, oh, I haven't drank water. And we also struggle because, thank you, Anna. We struggle because she is such a perfectionist that she can't have fun. And so what I noticed was, if any of y'all did that, the watercolor truck, I don't have it with me, but with the pumpkins in the back that Casey Hope did, she sketched it first. And it was the first time that I had, all right guys, I'm just gonna start laying some blue in. It was the first time that I had seen, and I'd really, I guess, taken notice of sketching first. I usually just start painting. And especially with acrylics, you know, I don't usually sketch a whole lot. Now I did with our virtual paint party this month because I wanted to show everybody how to sketch it out and kind of figure out where to put things. But normally I just kind of start painting. And so it was so neat whenever, oh guys, do y'all see this? I'm loving it. It was so neat whenever we were doing that. She had no anxiety. Like, she has a lot of it. I mean, my daughter, she's me made over. I hate to admit that because she's a pill sometimes. I love her to pieces, but she's me made over, which is why we fight like cats and dogs sometimes. But anyway, she just had no anxiety whatsoever about that truck. She was so proud of herself. And I realized that it was because she was confident with her sketch before she ever put paint on the paper. And that made such a difference. So, guys, if that's what helps you to, you know, find what it is that makes you more comfortable being creative and makes you want to do it. All right, guys, I'm just layering in blues. It is really hard. Y'all can't see that. Let me see if I can tilt it down. Oh, anyway, this is like a turquoisey blue, and it's looking really good. So I'm just adding what I'm doing over here so that you can see is I'm creating my own color. So this right here was just the plastic. So I have all these like custom colors that I just kind of mix up. So what I'm doing is I'm going into here and then I'm doing it over here. And if it's too dark, can add some water. And there's also a white right here, which doesn't look white anymore. But I can bring some of that white in here and lighten it. And now I take this and I just go straight to my paper. And I'm just making, see, oh yeah, the color's showing up now. You can see it a little bit better. I'm just making strokes. So I want to show you guys. So like this was my inspiration in this, but you see how you can totally make it your own? Like mine doesn't look like either one of these. But, post a picture to finish painting. Okay, I will. I'll post a picture. But you can take that inspiration and you can pull things that you like from all of it and then make it your own. But yes, I will post a picture. I will leave it on here so it can dry, and then I will post a picture. All right, I'm going to add a little bit darker blue. Now guys, I did get some on the petals, but that's okay. Just have fun with it. It's watercolors are supposed to be a little bit fluid and messy. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this and smear it out because I want it to be streaky, to have that streaky effect, but I also don't want it to just all be white behind it. Y'all hear JJ? He is having so much fun in there. And I know it looks right here in the camera like this is a lot darker, but it's not. It's really not. It's all the same color. It's just the I guess the lighting. All right, so let's come up here. I love some watercolors. So several of the ladies that are on are in the virtual paint party. They are painting wooden door hangers, but I'm really wanting to introduce some other stuff because our group is all about relaxation, creativity, stress relief, and finding those creative outlets. And so this is one of the mediums that I really want us to embrace as a group. And I think it's funny because I think they're going to love it. Guys, it's pretty. All right, now these are where it gets tricky. You don't want just straight lines between these petals, but I need the line to continue. Okay, there we go. Spread that out a little bit. So, what did we learn today? If you want bright, vibrant color, less water. If you want yours to be more muted, more water. I did something funky over here this weekend. Let's see. Ginger, why is it my fault? This weekend was non-creative for me, she says. As far as painting went, I did write a little, but I missed painting. This is your fault. I didn't get to paint this weekend much. Well, I say that. I did paint a little bit. So Friday, so in whatever letter, she did, when I was not a member of the group, she did this bicycle that was like all these flowers. Well, hers looked a little bit different, but I thought Friday afternoon, I was sitting here, and my son was in here working on, I guess it was Thursday. My son was working on his homework, and on my computer, and I don't allow them on the internet without supervision. And so I was sitting in here and I started sketching, and I was like, oh gosh, I'm gonna do this. And so anyway, that was all I did. So then I think Saturday afternoon, I sat down for just not very long at all, and started painting it. And it's so fun. Yes, you can, Mary. Yes, you can. All right, guys, I'm dotting this middle, but I'm going to go back and get some of those darker colors and bring those in too. And remember when I did this earlier, I mixed the black with the brown. So I'm going to bring some of that down here. Okay, now I'm going to let that sit for a second because I want those dots. And then enabler. I want those dots to be prominent. So I need to let those dry for a second. Then I'm going to go back. I'm going to wet my brush. And hello, Sandy. I'm going to wet my brush. I'm going to dilute this brown. And then I'm going to go kind of fill in. So my dots are still there, but it's not white behind them. Okay, I'm loving it. All right, I'm gonna grab a little bit more of this black and this dark brown and drop a few more in. Now I'm gonna do some dots right around this edge. Okay, I'm going to try to pull the tape up. I know you do, Ginger. I didn't take offense to that. All right, let me pull this tape up and show y'all. Guys, this is by no means perfect. And I will probably go back afterwards and add in some more sketching with my pen, but for now, let me show you. This tape did not like this paper, by the way, just so you know, it didn't like it. But I want to show y'all how cool the frame is around the watercolor. Okay, it's still drying, but look how pretty that turned out. And you could go back and you could add more. As soon as these are dry, I'm going to go back with So we want the ink to show through. I like the ink to show through. Now, in these beautiful pieces of art, they didn't sketch, but I wanted my ink to show through. So yes, you don't have to though. You don't have to. So right now, I could go back. I don't want to mess it up, but in the areas that are already dry, I could go back. Let me show y'all. It's the little details that are going to make this pop. You see when I start adding that in? And that is something I learned from Casey Hope, is these lines like can make such a big difference. Okay, let me dry it because the other petals aren't ready for me yet. But y'all see the difference over here and over here. You can also take your pen and you could dot right in the middle. And all it does is it just adds a little bit of like texture. Let me show you that too. Can y'all see those little dots of texture in the middle? Don't forget to show me how to use markers. Oh, okay. Let me let's see. Let me grab my markers. Okay, I have not used I haven't used the, oh, wrong ones. Crap. Where are my big Crayola markers? Here they are. Hey guys, I have a marker addiction. I mean, I really have a marker addiction. Now, I have not tried, we're totally experimenting this morning, but I have not tried the markers on this paper. So let me grab another sheet. I'm not going to tape it down this time since we're just playing. What do we want to do? We want to try a sunflower, or do we want to try something different? Let's just do a sunflower since that's what we're doing this morning. Now, there is a girl, Rebecca Mavis. I think that's her last name. I'm trying to think if that's her maiden name or her last name. But let's try this. We're going to draw our, and you can sketch first if you want, but since I'm short on time, I'm not going to. So, let's see. I think I want to do multiple sunflowers. Alright, so I've got okay, so there's a middle of a flower. Then we're gonna do this orangey color. Ooh, that one looks a little bit funky. That's okay though. Hashtag this is why you should sketch first. Okay, now I'm going to color this in. And then let's go back and get some more of this orange. I'm just going to go along this side. Does this look like a kindergartner did it? A little bit. Alright, now let's add some water and see what happens. Oh, yes. Ginger, yes. Look. Look, you still see the definition behind it. You'll see the lines because they were dry. But then that color. So, no, you're right. All right, so now we're gonna do this orange. I mean, if you had better colors to pick from, this would probably work a lot better. But I'm just pulling that You see I'm just pulling that color down, adding more water, not more color. I'm just pulling that down. Now I will go back and I'll add more yellow in because it's definitely going to need. Yes, I'm just using water over the marker. And these, I have a whole bunch of colors in these. So like here, I have a bunch of sunflower-y yellows. They would have worked a lot better, but since they're the small markers, I wouldn't have been able to show you the whole thing. So like, let me just show. Oh, that's too dark. Let's try this one. I can hear all of y'all from home that are just joining in, and you're like, what is she doing? That's a train wreck. I'm showing Ginger that you can use watercolor you can use markers instead of watercolors. And I'm experimenting this morning. All right, so I'm just adding a bunch of different colors in, and then we're gonna blend them and see what they look like. Like a hot mess. Thank you, Lynn. Y'all are too sweet. All right, so this one has a lot of colors. So I'm getting a lot of water. And I'm just gonna blend all those colors together. Okay, that's kind of hard to see, but you see how you could add all those different colors and get that texture in there? And then just take water and smooth it out, and it just softens. It just softens the whole thing. So that is how you would use your markers. And guys, seriously, like, you don't need crazy expensive craft supplies. I used, whenever I first started watercolors, we would use my daughter's leftover watercolors from school, and they work amazing. So yeah, you can totally use that. You just have a lot more options whenever you purchase like the packs of watercolors that are intended for like grown-ups to use. You just end up with a lot more options. Ooh, look at that. I'm gonna go back over this orange with this darker. Let's see. So just have fun with it. And like I said, seriously guys, for 100 sheets for $5. And here's a couple of paint marker pads. Oh, I didn't know that Dollar Tree carried those. But I mean, for 100 sheets for $5, if you painted this and you were like, oh gosh, that's terrible, like, just wad it up and throw it away and start again. But just sit down, and honestly, your mind will relax so much when you just sit down and get creative. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We don't want to teach our kids that it has to be perfect either. That's one of the things that I think nowadays, like, I know my kids struggle with, is it has to be right, it has to be perfect. Good morning, Brandy. So Brandy, we painted this morning, and then this was with watercolors, and then this was with washable markers, so just like Crayola markers. And so we were just having some fun this morning. But I've got to go jump in the car and go to the doctor. So I will talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for joining me. And guys, I'm about to chug the rest of this water and will myself. Oh yeah, that's really good. And you know what? I may. You need. Oh, okay, Christy. I'll jump on. Christy is telling me she needs me. But I may try that and see what like compare the two papers and let you know. All right, friends. Have a great day. Bye, guys.